Okay, so this is part 2 of the Innocence Lost what do you, scene of the Oqthcalian tragedy storyline. If you've been following along, the first part of Innocence Lost, the heroes didn't actually lose any innocence, not that I'm aware of, and so we had to continue it. It was a cliffhanger where we left off, where um, the the heroes had overwhelmed the Khazar guards in the temple back on Oqthcalia, and then traveled onto the surface of Soal, which is the star center of the Oqthcalian solar system. And they used the typical mining entrances or operations that were on the surface of Soal. They've obviously got some advanced technology, and in general, the team wanted to know where the energy capsules were being taken and kind of the genesis behind all that. And after overwhelming the guards, they agreed to take them to where they had been taken. Well, that was obviously on Soal and in the subsurface of Soal. So the heroes are. So we can get to it so we can see in first person, not first person, but the heroes are surrounded by guards. They've made their way through the depths of Soal and are in a reinforced hallway right now. And it's possible for them to see at the end of the hallway a cavernous room ahead, but there are guards stationed at different waypoints along the hallway. There are, and I don't actually have them all, so let me copy them. I don't know why they didn't travel with. Let me bring them up. So we can actually get them in here. Okay, so there are 4 guards that traveled with you all. And I don't know if we need to be in combat phases. Maybe we do. It's hard to know with this group. I'm kidding.
Not completely out of line.
All I ask is that Jerry doesn't get entangled immediately. Sorry, that had to be said.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I forgot to spend any XP, and all I did was bump the flight and the attacks up by 5 points.
Okay.
So I'll just have to remember.
Okay. Let me see if I did this right. So that's 6, 7. I should have been a little bit more prepared. That's okay. I focused on the story instead of the setup. Okay, now we're good. Now, so the team is in this hallway, and surrounded by guards, reinforced hallway. It's possible to see cavernous from ahead, but the guards are stationed at waypoints along the hallway. There are 4 guards, the heroes, and Tabor, the Dark Knowledge Master, who have all portaled onto this hallway. Now, before we get started, and I guess as an indicator of what's to come, instead of rolling 2 hero dice, roll 3 hero dice tonight.
Ooh. Okay.
Yep. You all have to be superheroic. Well,
Still not a lot.
Yep. So Sentinel got 10. Kronos, I didn't see it.
He's in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, which is probably important. Oh, I see that. Ha 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 ha. Did anybody want to roll 3 dice for him? Oh darn, we were
Not
about
me.
to we were about to NPC you into some interesting things.
None of that. None of that. Stop.
He's back. He's back. Okay.
You need 3d6 roll.
Yeah, for hero dice, 3 hero dice tonight.
Oh,
It's gonna be heavy. 12. Okay. So Kronos is the hero
8,
tonight.
10, 12. Hey, you know.
We're on the evens. Okay, so you all have excuse me, have journeyed down beneath Soul's surface and are surrounded by them. I don't know that you all would feel intimidated necessarily because you overwhelmed them once before, but you are in the heart of a star, and it's clearly reinforced, and you know there's a lot of guards along the way. You see more down in front of you, so it is definitely not just a four group that's with you that's here. You're in the Death Star. I'm kidding, not the Death Star.
we promise we'll behave.
Mostly.
How we
see.
behave, I don't know, but
It's
somehow
all-
we'll behave.
All remains to be seen. So we're not in combat phases yet, and I think you know they're gonna walk you down this hallway, and if you all stop for some reason, they're gonna be curious why you stopped because they're assuming that you all are wanting to see where the energy things are stored. But Ozar, you're in the front of the group. What are you doing? Are you just walking?
Yeah. I mean, I'm walking and I'm in the heart of Soul, so I'm a happy camper. Ish.
Okay. So if everybody is walking down, I'm gonna move you all together. Is that okay?
That's
Fine
fine.
by me.
Can I do it? Can I do it? Oh, that's so awesome. I lost it.
And you've got a guy in the way. They're going over the guy.
And now you're all crumbled together.
Oh,
That's
now you
because
did it.
you've got the one guy that was in the hallway that messed things up.
Yeah, he got in the way. That would have been so nice. Okay, I'm
I've
gonna.
seen better marching in my time than what's going on here, gentlemen.
I've seen worse.
You are all up on each other. Okay, so
They are
let's see.
still standing.
Yeah, it looks like you are a little on them. Let's see if I can do it. So you all are walking down. You're walking down. You're walking down. Oh yeah, this works. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, so you get up to the edge of the room. This guy is going to follow around and kind of walk behind you all. At this point, let me make sure. At this point,
Have we heard of anything like this before?
like, would you all know that there are kind of like storage and caverns inside Soul before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know because of being an Abriel. You would know about the caverns in Soul where mining operations happened. Of course, Ozar would know. You know, the mining happens, of course, but that energy pods had been portaled back here and they're using it to store energy pods. No, that's not normal. But that this place exists as a part of mining operations, yeah, that's something that
Okay.
it's not a crazy idea.
Just not something the Abriels have seen very often.
That's right. You would never be here because it's a Khazar location. I hate that the guy's not moving. Okay, so you all have arrived at the kind of the base of this cavern entrance. And it's. Oh, can you get through? Can we get through? Yeah.
As we get to the entrance there, I'd like to time walk through the entrance and see if I can pick up any history of the door and who's passed through it and anything important.
Okay.
So I'll just flick a couple buttons on my distortion device and they'll probably see me step forward and they'll see the images too, but that's just the way it goes.
You're willing to let them see. So that doesn't.
It's brief.
Yeah. So you would see. And how long are you going to do it for? Like how far back do you
Just as we step through the door.
Yeah, so you would see guards going back and forth. You would see technicians coming in and out. Um, you would maybe even see the appearance of some pods in the cave, the cavern area. Like you can see through these.
When the technicians come in and out, are they talking to each other, or are they just walking in and out?
Um, no, they're not talking to each other at all. They seem to know what they're doing.
Or they're just going in and out?
Yeah, and they're maybe taking readings, and maybe keeping inventory of the pods that are in there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you would see the door itself close once or twice, and know that it is very it's reinforced. It's very heavy.
Mm. Okay. How thick does it look when we're walking by?
Pretty thick. I mean, um, longer than you are
12
tall.
inches,
Yeah.
14 inches?
No,
Oh,
it's feet.
like 6 feet thick.
Yeah, it's enormous.
Okay. Like no one can break it down thick.
I don't know. You guys are pretty tough.
I really don't think we want to break it down yet.
No. But just thinking out loud.
Not unless this becomes a dance-off. Then I'll break it down.
Dun, dun.
XP.
That's funny. For the puns. Minus negative XP. Okay, so you all are you gonna come through, or are you gonna stay in the hallway? What would you like to do?
Well, do they stop and we're supposed to go forward? Or they go in too?
No, they'll go in with you. They're gonna stay pretty close to you.
Yeah, we're going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't seem like here, get in the prison cell.
And let it shut behind you.
Exactly. As long as it doesn't seem like that, no, we're cool.
Okay, let me see if I can get out of my. I had a different view on, and I was trying to. Now that I've done it, I can't select properly.
Oh yeah, you can't control select when you're in first person. You have to go to third.
Yeah, move back. Okay.
P key twice.
Uh-huh. So you all go inside. And gravity pulls you together like a black hole. I'm kidding.
We are in the center of a sun, so
Yeah. Now, interesting how you spin around. Oh, that's such a cool effect. Okay, so you all are in the hallway still. You can see through slotted. If you don't mind just picking yourselves up, I would appreciate that.
I'm the only one still standing. Yay.
Oh. So you can see through slotted kind of steps and things. So you see the pods. Did you throw something? Oh, no, he's throwing something. At least you can still move things, but it is a little bit of annoyance.
The pathway is just a little bit too small.
I guess we could shrink everybody a little bit.
So to bar, that's a good idea. Shrink them universally at the same time.
Yeah, but then the whole thing is messed up. And this isn't, unless you get in combat phases, this is just for effect so you can see everything. So maybe that's a little bit nicer. Okay, so you all maybe get upward to the to this area up here eventually.
Okay.
And maybe make some perception rolls. Just see if I can.
And is Tabar saying anything?
No, he's not speaking yet.
Okay.
Anybody make it by more than 5?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Still just in awe of the entirety of this. Educational moment, religious. I don't know, Cronus, how you feel in awe of it, but you're definitely not picking up on anything. It's all the walls are high. You really can't perceive anything other than just kind of the grandness of all this. So you get to this area, unless anybody wants to spend some hero points, but You get to that area. If you want to move yourself up, the guys will flank you over here. And
Yeah, I'll spend how many? Is it you to make it by 5?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll spend 5 hero points to make my roll by 5 because I made it by 0.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh yeah, but you also have the most. Okay. So, you maybe as you're walking along, you maybe kick some dust up, or you see maybe some dust floating in the air, and it just as a kind of a flash out of your eye or into the periphery of your eye, you're able to see that dust stop at an invisible barrier where the wall is, but even going up further. So something
Okay.
has stopped the whatever the dirt that you kicked up from moving past, because there's slats and holes in the wall, right?
Mhm.
But it's definitely stopped.
Okay. Now, I don't remember, but I don't think these guys have my partners have um, two-way radios. Do they or not?
No, I
Not
do not.
mic'd. Okay.
Nope.
Mine
Right.
hasn't started working yet since the change.
Well, in that case, I'll have to keep it to myself for now.
Okay, so you all come up to the edge of this thing. Let's see if I can get
Mhm.
Tabor up here too. Tabor gets up here too.
Do the guards stop and we go forward, or do they move
Now they're
forward
going to
too?
move forward with you. Where's Stellar Sentinel?
I'm up front.
Yeah, so you all are here, and where's Tabor? Did somebody move him?
No, he's back there.
Oh, I moved him
Oh,
forward though. I don't see him.
He fell to his death.
Did it
Oh,
happen?
that's unfortunate.
He did fall. That would be perilous. Okay, he did not fall. So Tabor comes up to the front of this.
That's one thing I would notice is that, okay, you've got these big slats. Is it obvious that there's something filling in those gaps? Like a force field?
If you had made your perception roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually something I was going to ask because this isn't OSHA certified.
Yeah. Well, maybe even by the design of it, like that's just. But no, the slats aren't that far in view between.
Okay.
For you all, it's just the asset itself. But so you all get to the front of this place, and it's been basically silent the entire time, as you all have been walking through this. Very ominous. It's almost very awe-inspiring. And then as you get to the edge of this thing and you're peering out, the Tabor speaks, and it's in this kind of creaky voice. The chamber is full of tomes recovered from the dark side of Oqthcalian. Their contents, their energy and knowledge will be returned to Soal in just a few moments. I call this the reunification. It's almost like a pronouncement. He's very proud. The reunification. You may desire to observe the process, either for religious or other edification purposes. It should be obvious that we have nothing to hide. Does anybody have any science skills?
Yes.
Okay, make your science checks. This is not without negatives, just regular.
Which sciences in particular?
What do you have?
Astronomy, astrophysics, quantum physics.
The quantum physics or the astrophysics might do it too.
And I've also got a knowledge skill of astrophysics as well. So
yeah, knowledge with all that, you probably don't even need to make a roll. But if you failed it, gosh,
failed that one.
But again, I hate that about skills. Like certain things you would just know.
Well, and if that's the case, that's the case.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't
have
make
to
people roll for obvious. You don't make somebody that has a calculus skill what's a base calculus function.
Yeah, unless there's some pressure of combat or
Right.
that's extremely. Yeah, I totally agree. So you would know that the pods would or should extend maybe the cycles, the rotations of Soul. If they're somehow able to put back, it's like putting toothpaste back in a tube. If they were somehow able to do it, it would add to the life of the star.
So why you say that you want to be open about this? Why weren't you upfront to begin with? Why were you hiding this from the Abrils?
He says that it's a curious question. The the Abrils and the process of doing this, they are also trying to conserve the energy, but they are not attempting to reunify the energy with the star. They are only trying to reclaim the energy pods and and ration them. They are not willing to. They're not willing to take this risk of creating the channel of energy back from the pods unadulterated back into the star itself.
Don't you think it would have been good to consult with the Abrils, considering this is potentially a dangerous task that impacts all?
He says, I am a master of these energy cells, even of the dark knowledge of which you know nothing. It is not necessary for me
Again,
to question.
that right there is a problem. Why do the Abrils know nothing of these dark pods? That is something that should have been shared with us.
He kind of grins in his weird alien face and says, these answers are from long, long before your time. The reasons are long before you would understand. In this very moment, with the time we have left, it is not good for us to waste time arguing with the intellectuals. We must act. And it says processes have been set in motion. In just a few moments, the reunification will begin.
But must we lose all the knowledge from the dark tomes?
He looks at you with appreciation and says, but with Soul, is knowledge ever really lost? The reunification, doesn't it bring it back to one? Nothing will be lost.
But yes, it will.
And how long do you estimate that you will extend the life of Soul?
He says, maybe, and actually, you probably would know. Like if you were just to estimate the amount of energy that's in here, probably another cycle, which is another year's worth. And he will answer that. Surely a year and a half, or a cycle and a half. They don't call them years here. A cycle, at least a cycle.
Only a cycle for all this, for all the secrecy, and that's all you're going to get?
Yeah, he says that energy degradation is significant, but the amount of energy that's used in the cities by these doesn't last nearly that. It's basically he's saying that if we use these in all the different cities of Soul or of Oqthcali, they would be used up in maybe weeks or months. But putting them back into the SAR, he thinks it'll last longer. These pods power the whole city for a month or two. But
what is the power source of these dark tomes? Do they come from Soul?
Yes.
May I see them?
He says, in just a few moments, these tomes will be opened, and we will all have an opportunity to witness the miracle of knowledge, both light and dark. He's basically saying, stand here in a few minutes. We're all going to open them all up.
And do you have a simulation or some science behind how this is going to work? Can we see that?
Oh, I don't know that I fully understand the question. Maybe he wouldn't either. Science, he's like, this is when we open the portals, and he maybe does explain it in better science talk than I will have, but this kind of the doohickey at the bottom will collect it and channel it up to the top, and if I can somehow figure out how to look up, and the thing at the top is going to concentrate it. So basically this kind of centerpiece of the cavern will concentrate the knowledge and the energy, and recombine it back into Soal. This top piece is connected into Soal's core, and he explains that scientifically. Of course, mine was a very pathetic attempt, but
You use the Star Trek jargon.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's way beyond my comprehension. I'm not a scientist, but if you are sure that this is going to save the soul for 1 year, I suppose it's a temporary fix. What's the long-term fix?
He kind of tilts his head. There is no long-term fix. Soul's
Look at Albus, and this is a one-time thing. There aren't enough of these to do this again.
They've given up on the idea of a long-term fix for this. The civilization has even.
Now, with my skills, do I have any idea if this is actually going to work or if this is just dangerously crazy?
No, you would think it's interesting. I mean, it's very much in the Spider-Man where he's having all these aha moments. Oh, and the particle of this and this, but how do you control the so and so? And it's just amazingly awesome. But surely there are terrifying risks as well. But definitely a possible. You understand why Noah Breel would ever have bought into this.
My big concern is they're just going to open up a black hole here.
Yeah, it's going to turn everybody inside out, or yeah.
So I'm going to make sure that I'm within arm's reach of my two companions here.
Okay.
And I really hope they can breathe in space if things go really bad.
Oh, not life lost, but innocence lost.
Because if a hole gets punched to the surface, I'm going 1.3 million kilometers that way.
With them?
With them, yes.
Would you try to tell them that or speak it quietly or anything like that?
No, but I will make it not. I'm not a very subtle person. I have no stealth or anything like that. It won't be subtle that I'm positioning myself between them.
Okay, very cool. Okay, anybody have any actions that they want to try to take before this reunification process begins?
And just to be clear, I do have non-combat flight of 1.3 million kilometers.
Was that built just so you could get away from a star explosion?
No, it actually got faster than light speed of like 8,000 light years. But no, that's my non-combat flight is 1.3 million kilometers.
So it takes how many phases? One phase to start if you're in combat? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Anybody want to take any actions to try to do anything prior to the reunification process beginning?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually turn on my force field.
I'm kind of at a loss because, I mean, I don't really get why we were brought here. Just to witness the act.
Well, you all wanted to see where the dark tomes were being taken,
We're not going to be given the opportunity to do anything about it because he's got friends.
Okay. So, I'll say to Kronos will say to Tabar, that he believes that this should be shared with the council before it's done, in case there are other resources that could be added to it to enhance it, and there is that possibility that it could be enhanced to last longer. That's his excuse anyway. What he really wants to do is stall to give them the information. And
Did you
I'll see.
did you say commission or council? You said council, but did you mean commission?
Commission, yeah.
Yeah. So when you say that, he'll respond, "My orders are from the council. This is the right course of action. You cannot stop it."
Well, can we have the opportunity to speak with the council?
I'm trying to think of some quip that he might say to you. Do you ask that to him, or are you just saying like,
Yeah.
yeah? He
Yeah.
says, you just may, but not before the reunification begins." And then a series of alarms begin, like low alarms, not like ear piercing, but like beep, 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 and you can tell.
Yeah.
Hmm?
We have
Is there
5
like a
minutes to
control
reach.
panel or something like that he's going to do this on?
Nope. It's happening. Like it's at about like it's pre-planned, so he doesn't have anything on him.
You have 5 minutes to reach a minimum safe distance.
Yeah, no one's moving. No one's moving. And you can even see him like lifting his arms up, almost like worshipful. He's preparing for a ceremony. Ozar would know, like, this is very ritualistic behavior.
This
Very
is a
very holy.
mistake. This is not right.
So the doors behind you all, with the guards around you, no one's moved. The doors begin to close, and as the doors close, you hear very loud triple locks connect. The chamber is secure. I'm trying to speak slowly in case you all wanted to do something. So the lights dim, and
Yeah. I'm incredibly unhappy about this, but I don't see any control panel or any way for me to stop it, right?
nope. So the lights dim, and that's not dim. Can I do it differently? Did that help? That didn't help. Is it maybe GM Black would do it? There we go. Ooh. So the lights dim, and the pods open automatically. So you see Tabor making like ceremonial gestures. The pods open, and then as the pods begin to open, energy begins floating upward, and there is knowledge being released from them. It's almost visible knowledge, and I don't know, with science skill, you would see that it almost looks like DNA combined with cosmos, combined with maybe just unknown things. But it is the form of knowledge, physical form of knowledge passing forward. And it's being siphoned up into the top area, and kind of charging into this top area. And at the very base of energy.
I assume it's not coming up through us, it's going around the walkways.
That's right. These they're being channeled basically through and around, but it's not coming through you all. You can see that the whatever barrier that is protecting you all is also kind of channeling this energy around you. There are gaps in the energy flow upward, like the best that I've got here is just like a consistent, but you can see that the energy is coming from each one of the pods, So it's not just a solid. There are gaps between every one of them, and it's almost like it's being drawn up to them. It's beautiful. It's very holy for Ozar. It's fascinating for for Sentinel the Abriel because there's knowledge.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, very very. Yeah. Except that you do want to look at it. Um, and so this is happening. I mean, this is
I would be fascinated by it. Probably try to lift myself up and get a better view.
yeah. So
We would probably be in awe, right?
yep, yep.
Yeah, those are too. Those are probably would start floating up off of the.
Okay. So anything you all want to be doing as you are? This is a ceremony. It's going to be taking a couple of minutes game time.
Can I move over the wall?
Like up and over it.
Yeah.
You can try.
Yeah, I'll float up and try to move over the wall towards like this area over here.
I'm not seeing your. Okay.
Would be sorry, I don't have a good directional here. To the right of the pathway if you're coming in.
So you are going out into the cavern area.
Yeah,
So
if I can.
yeah. So there's definitely um, make an intelligence roll, I guess. Okay. This is dangerous. So these energy flows. It if you were to be caught by one, um, it would be like energy from the sun coursing through you.
Kind of like how I got made.
Sure, sure, yeah, and it may not threaten you. You may not be deterred by that, but that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So you're moving closer that way. Will you just make a?
I want to move over. I don't want to move into it yet. I want to be able to get a good view. I'm the Abril observer here at this point, apparently. So
Yep. So are you going to leave the protection of the barrier, or are you just going up higher still? Not
up higher above the handrail.
okay. Okay. Um, you make a perception roll. Oh wow, you succeeded by 5. Um, so you notice that above the rail, the barrier is not there anymore.
Interesting.
Gotta take the dog out. Be right
Okay.
back.
Interesting.
Anybody else doing anything? You see the Abril flying up high, not actually crossing the the threshold, but you see the Stellar Sentinel Kalantar floating upward above where the limit of the railing is. Anybody want to do anything while this process is unfolding?
So I have the thought that if that's all knowledge, could touching it give me the answer that I need to find a solution to this problem?
Hmm. It's a really really provocative thought. If you would make an intelligence roll first. Yeah. So that is a true possibility, right? It is pure knowledge. So that thought is real, is it could be true. It's obviously something that you've never come into contact with, but you would also know that it could also kill you, right? This is the pure energy of the star being released back into it. So it would be very harmful if you touched it. You may survive it because you're really solid, but any unprotected person would be just obliterated by it. But it is the most pure and unadulterated form of knowledge too. So I mean, it is so tempting.
I'm going
I'm
to reach
gonna
my
assume
left
that
hand over the barrier, over the wall.
Your left hand over the wall.
Yep.
Okay, well, you make a. So, first of all, are you trying to put your hand into this energy flow? Or are you not trying to put it in?
If I can, if there's one close enough to it, sure.
Okay, so there is.
I just have to know. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
you beat me to it.
This is what I would call innocence being lost. It's like putting your hand in the flame.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
and you're just putting your left hand in. Is that right?
yes.
Okay. Well, it won't be just full on damage then.
Seeing what effect that has.
Okay. Oh well, it just It
It wasn't that much knowledge, apparently.
No, but no, there is knowledge, and you can tell. Maybe it's the suit. Maybe it's you took just a glance at you just like touched it, just the edge of it. But it is amazing.
Oh, I kind of feel bad now.
Anybody else want to reach out and touch the energy, or does obviously you all are looking, and I think you all see each other clearly. Um, anything else that you all want to do? Kronos, are you also going to touch the? Just jump straight into it. Just jump right into it fully.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I didn't
I
mean to
think I'm just gonna.
provoke you to it. Sorry about that.
No, I was already thinking of doing it. It was already on my mind when he touched it and he didn't get his hand burned off. That's the only trepidation that I had because I don't want to, nobody wants to die. But seeing that he was able to survive that, we'll see.
So,
Kronos will.
and let me give a pre-up. So, Ozar was away. Um, maybe in the corner of your eye, you see Kalon Tar like drawn to the edge of the railings, and almost like hypnotized by the knowledge and the energy that's moving forward. And then all of a sudden you see him fly upward above the railings and then reach his hand out and put his hand into the pure energy of the sun that is coming from the pods. The energy passes through his hands. You could tell it's just burning, incinerating, but he's not screaming. Um, and you could see the look on his face. I guess it would. What would you be looking like, Kalon Tar? Would it joy, happy, relief, sadness?
Actually, it's a bit of enraptured, but at the same time, there's a bit of sadness.
So you see that.
Definitely fascinated.
So Ozar sees that, and now Kronos is about to jump over the barrier. Um,
Okay.
are you trying to, Kronos? Are you about to jump like onto a pod? Are you trying to avoid a pod? Are you Like if you want to, I'm going to make people make dex rolls to avoid coming into contact with them. If you're trying to, I'll just say you just jump straight into one.
I don't see the reason to move straight into one, but the energy flow that seems to be the knowledge is what I'm seeking. I don't think that it's like if you went into a pod, I think it's so intense you'd probably just be burned out, right? But surviving in a stream of knowledge just for a brief moment is what I'm looking to do. To
Yeah,
see if I can gain the knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know that you'll actually be able to do. So they are this one and the same, right? So yeah, jumping in straight into a pod might just a bomb you, but the stream of energy and knowledge are the same. And if you pass into one, you're going to take a full. And I'm trying to give you the best warning I can. Not that it deters you, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to take a full frontal of this thing if you pass through it rather than just kind of glancing, caress it.
I see.
It would be worse
And
if you
how?
jumped into a pod, of course, like into it and just kind of cradled into it, but still.
So there, in my judgment, there would be a safer area to do, like maybe on the edge back here.
Well, so what you would have seen him do is kind of put his hand up to the edge of it. Like if you were to see a waterfall and you just kind of put your hand up to the edge of the waterfall, that's
Mm-hmm.
what he did. Just barely touching his hand to it. Now, you may not do that. I'm just saying that's what he did, and he didn't get incinerated. But the thought that he
Right.
just survived a direct hit, no, he just touched it on the outside edge. It's not the same as what I think you thought happened to him.
Right. Gotcha.
I didn't want
All
you
right.
jumping in without being fully informed as a player.
Right. So I think what Kronos would do would be to see if he can gain any knowledge from it or what the experience is. He would fly up and do a similar thing, but he would fly up higher and then do a time stop there and put his hand out there to see if he can affect the wave of it passing by, so he can touch it more intently. So it won't pass by fleetingly, but he can actually put his hand on some stops in time.
Okay, so is that time stop now is a 1 PD, 1 ED?
It is. Well,
Okay,
that's how we're testing it anyway.
yep. So you're going to basically try to time stop the energy flow so you can
Yeah,
touch it?
correct.
Okay, I'm going to just roll and just see if it survives, because it may just, I don't know why it's doing a half a die.
Stun multiplier.
No, I don't think so. No, but it's doing 4 die 6 and a half a die.
No, it's a 4 die 6 killing with the half die is the stun multiplier.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it would say 4 die 6 and a half. Okay.
Okay, got it. Okay, so the energy destroys the time stop and is not held back by it. You're not able
Didn't
to
think it would
stop.
be.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he'll just, put his hand out there and see what it feels like, or what happens.
Okay, so you're just gonna put your hand into it. Okay, so that's not gonna hurt you. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. I need to write something to you while I'm writing that. So a flood of knowledge does come into your brain, right? It's amazing. It's also overwhelming. It's like drinking from a fire hose. I'm gonna say, Ozar, as this is happening, what do you do?
Yeah, he'd probably try to commune with it. Not necessarily fully enter like he did the mirror. Maybe he's learned a little bit of caution.
While his friends have not, apparently.
But I've seen them actually go past the wall. Is that true, or are they just kind
Over
of
the
on the
wall.
edge of the over the wall? Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
'cause I
didn't mean
flew up
through the
and go
wall.
over. Yeah, because the barrier that was over the wall is now gone.
Well, there was just wasn't one that went over. It was
Oh,
on the
okay.
sides. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably come up to just kind of fly up and float out a little bit. Um, just kind of maybe probably with a hand first, but um, and not necessarily trying to hit direct through the center of a
Okay, so you are going to reach out above it as
inevitable.
well.
Yes.
Okay. Let's just see if you get hurt. Oof. On 2 dice, 11 body. Does that cut through? I didn't think a 4 was going to get you on the other one or the 2, but does 11 body break through your force field?
Well, I've the uh, actually, yeah, but
And 33 stun too. The 12 stun that was for Kronos wouldn't have hurt him in the same 6 stun, but I rolled really well there. A 5, a 6, and a 3 stun multiplier? Yeah.
but he does have the absorption.
Mm-hmm.
10 body.
So it was 11 body that was done by the attack.
Right. He's got a 10-10, the 10-10, so it's only one body.
Okay.
And against the stun, it'd be 20, so it'd be 13. And he has a con of 20,
So he's fine. Still
he's not
hurts.
stunned.
He's hurting.
Yes.
And it did one body, so I mean, he caused the blood to be pulled. So it's like frying or it's like fricasseing a little bit of the outside of your hand, but it's not pain. You can't, it's like a lighter under your hand. But you're getting
Yeah.
all kinds of new knowledge, things about, and all of you all are touching this thing now, so all kinds of things about the other side, the dark side of the planet. Um, which is weird pieces of knowledge you would never have known before. Um, straight into the brain. Very Matrix style. I'm messaging you all things that would have been just curious to you. So everybody's just put hands in. Is anybody going any further than that?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to hurt. I'm gonna move a little bit further in.
Okay. Do you want to pass fully into an energy stream, or do you want to try to avoid it?
I'm gonna go fully into an energy stream, but
Just straight up, you are.
no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. No, I'm not gonna go straight into one, but I'm gonna brill. I take things, step by step. We'll just keep going.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So you're gonna put maybe your whole arm in, or kind of pass into it a little bit more.
Well. So, I guess is the stream just what's out there now?
I don't follow the stream.
Well, okay. So if I reach over the edge, if I just go over the edge, I'm not over one of the pods.
That's right. You were able to touch it, and it's like these look like straight beams. These are like warbly. It's almost like Ghostbuster streams of energy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
All right.
so if you want to avoid it, you can dex roll to not. But if you want to just kind of get your, full self in it, I'm just gonna let you.
No, I'll step in. Go for it.
Stepping into it. Golly. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, I take a body.
57 stunned too.
I might actually be stunned. I am stunned by 4 stun. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I am stunned.
Okay. So you all see him kind of fly into it and just embrace the flickering energy that's going through it, and it's, you know, and you can see maybe some. Well, you wouldn't see the blood, and actually you wouldn't even know because he's totally encapsulated. But he's just passed through this thing and it's still flying, right? Because stun doesn't make you not fly anymore, right? Or
It
does?
would actually technically turn off the flight
Okay.
at the end of the phase.
Yes.
We're not in phases, but yes.
Yeah. So you all see him begin to plummet.
So we can fly over the wall, or do we have? How did he get through?
Yeah, you saw him rise up and fly over the wall.
Ozar will quickly TK underneath him to stop him from falling any further.
So, but you're going into an energy field, or are you trying to avoid it?
His TK is ranged.
Oh, TK. Sorry, I thought you meant teleport. So you're going to
No.
telekinesis him.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to support it, stop him from falling any further, and I guess pull him out of the main section of the beam.
So you need to make a, and I can't remember if telekinesis makes you make grab attacks. I think it
Yep.
does.
Yep. It's pretty much just like kind of like strength at range.
11 or
That
less.
hit
It's
him
pretty
11.
good.
Oh, easily going to hit me even with the minuses for a grab. So
Awesome.
because my DCV is
Half
because I'm
of
stunned.
stunned. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only time where being half stunned or half DCV helps you. So you've grabbed him, and what's your strength right now?
22.
Okay. How heavy is
That is enough to carry me barely.
okay?
I weigh 400 kilograms.
Okay. So
No, that's 400 kilograms would only be 15.
No,
No,
100
you're right.
100 kilograms
Yeah,
is 10
100
strength. Yep.
yeah. Sorry, 20. Yeah,
so
20.
you're taxed at the max of your strength, but you can push it, I guess. But you've got him. You're holding him up in
He's
the
got a
air.
22, so he can move me a little bit.
Yeah.
So you've grabbed him.
Telantar, are you okay?
He look. I'm sure he just looks dazed, and it's probably just, as far as he's concerned, it's probably all the knowledge passing through him.
Mm-hmm.
Once I become unstunned, I would probably move back up to the railing.
Okay. So let's say you're back out um, of the phase of the energy coming upward. Ozark, you've moved him out of the way. Kronos.
Yeah, I forget how to roll on the on the board.
It's okay. You can do it on the thing if you don't mind. Easier for
I
me
don't.
to.
Yeah.
And for those that are listening, I'm doing a lot of like private chatting because they're each having different experiences. So this game's a little slower for whomever might ever listen to this. But okay, so you've made a knowledge check, and let me see if I can chat that to you privately.
Stepping downstairs for a second to get a drink.
Okay.
Got my headset on, but I may lose connection.
Okay. I'm typing something, so forgive me. I just want to make sure I don't type the wrong thing. Okay, to the right person. Okay, so that skill roll. And I hope that makes sense. Okay. So you all are each very much lost in amazement and wonder. Kalantar, the Abril of the group, is being flooded with knowledge. You can see despair and sadness, regret, happiness. He jumps into one of the fields of knowledge and energy that are passing upward, is knocked stunned, but is grabbed by Ozar of Soul with a telekinetic hand that reaches out and gets him and brings him back over. But each of you all have either put your hands in or touched the energy and have gained knowledge that has up to this point not been available to you. Dark knowledge, of course, dark tomes that were previously unavailable. As this ceremony is unfolding, each of you are surely being emotionally impacted by what you know now. Anyone want to do anything? This ceremony is going on, and I'm kind of slowing it down so you can take actions that are meaningful to your characters. But this is only a couple of minutes in time.
I'll look to the Tabor, and as I'm kind of probably down on one knee recovering from everything, this won't solve anything.
He says, "What did you see?" And he even, he smiles. He says, "The temptation has been so great for me at times, but I am not protected. I am not superior in my, ability to withstand it. I have not touched the knowledge."
This will happen regardless. The explosion of Soul will happen regardless. And this will not change it in any meaningful way.
You can see he frowns. He's sad. Genuine.
This has happened many, many times before.
What does Kronos, or maybe Ozar first, think of this? The hopelessness that the Kalantar is speaking with, the mention that this has happened many times before and it can't be prevented.
This is a cycle that Soul goes through, cleansing our universe.
It would seem so. That's knowledge I was granted, that this is not the first time. We have done this many times. Or Soul has exploded many times.
And this action that we're taking, or the action that happens in a year, causes a time loop.
No, this has happened many times before, though. Not necessarily what we are doing, but Soul has exploded many times before. And it's the exact same interval each time.
The Throm were originally the predominant life form on this planet. On Oqthcalian. Sorry, not this
Yes.
planet. No, we're on the sun.
Yes, I saw that too, and that makes me very sad.
So this information needs to somehow be passed to the next, I'll say, generation of those who come to survive.
Those who
Perhaps
come.
that's what the Thrum were trying to tell me. Hmm.
Cornus, any thoughts about what these guys were saying?
Well, the knowledge he gained was still beyond, anything that would help him. He kind of understood that things in life do follow that information that he had. So it wasn't really enlightening, and it doesn't really help him as far as trying to stop this. But he is curious why Tabor. I mean, he understands why Tabor doesn't want to touch the knowledge, but um, he'll say to Tabor, this could be the last chance in your lifetime to touch that knowledge. Do it now, and I will use the Chronos device to heal whatever wounds you take.
Ooh, that is so tempting for him. He will. He almost like comes to you and like puts his hands on you, uh, like are you for, oh, and he's almost aghast that you would be willing to do it, and he will. He puts his hands.
But how old does he look?
It's hard. Maybe the physique that he has is hard to really know. He does look pretty old. Um,
Okay,
he's a master of
before
this. Yeah.
before he does that, um, I will uh, I will use the you from another time and transform him to a younger age,
Okay.
so that if he does take damage, he can at least resist it better.
Okay.
So
That's interesting.
I'm gonna make him younger.
And so the younger version of Tabor, looks, just astounded at that he's him old self again. He puts his hand over to the edge. Um,
Younger in body, not in mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Puts his hands up to the edge, like reaches over, like he's a little kid reaching over the rail, and it his hands pass through, or the energy passes through.
Ouch!
Oh
Holy
gosh!
crap!
And his hands burn off. Right.
Yeah,
It's
expected that.
um, but you can see as he's screaming, he faints even, and but you can see, that there's like the face is not just pain, but it's like terror and happiness and just and then he faints.
All right, and I'll use the accelerated healing to heal his wounds, which also can heal limbs.
Okay. Oh, good for you. Good for him. He was willing to go handless, nubless, with nubs. Okay, so you all have been in this room for a period of time now, probably a minute or two, and these
I want
things.
to get him conscious as soon as possible
Okay.
because I want him to make sure that he's good with his decision to do this. I think he's um, our only savior in this situation is getting him on our side if we're doing the wrong thing.
And I'll Ozar will do an aid to his stun.
Oh, so you all get him woken up real fast. So you've healed
Yes.
him and then stun aided him back. Everybody make a perception roll. This is one of the -5. It's let's see what you get. Just regular perception rolls. 1, 2, 1.
2.
Okay. Um, so you all are so encompassed
You said
with,
-5.
yeah, yeah. Anybody willing to be?
I'll spend 3 more points to make it. So
Yeah.
now I
Me too.
spent 5 earlier
Okay.
and 3 now, so I spent 8. I've got 4 left.
Anybody else willing to?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, Ozar
Okay. So, and honestly,
on
because
the
it's
3rd.
heroic, this is part of your even story, like how you see it. Maybe you Ozar are religiously led. You feel some faith tug to look downward, um, the same thing. There's maybe some scientific, something's not quite so right with the way the energy is floating upward, and you've touched it and you know how much energy is there. And the same, maybe as you were doing your time stop entangle, you noticed something peculiar about the energy that was, the direction that it was moving, that it wasn't moving at the pace you would have thought. And when you all think about that, you notice that uh, some of the energy of this is not moving upward as everything else is. There are wisps of energy at the base of each of these things that are being pulled downward. Beneath them,
And they should all be going up.
that's right. That's right. The way thing is designed, all the energy is going up, you would think, but there is a significant amount of energy that's being pulled downward and siphoned down and backward.
And is there any type of way that we think that could be fixed? I mean, will we have to lift all the energy cells up, move them towards the center, or is it just inevitable? Nothing can be done. It's just an error in calculation.
No. This looks, it's almost premeditated, purposefully done, like there's been a deception afoot.
Mm.
Look at
Okay.
Tabor.
Hold on a second. He said this was being funneled into the center of the sun. So we're basically inverted. Up is towards the center, and down is towards the outside,
Um,
towards the coronasphere.
yeah. So you are in it, but you are above the center of it. So down would be toward the center of the star. Up is just to where the little beacon thing was. So it was just being charged into that. No, that I
Okay.
think that story tells better actually. You all are upside down, but you don't know it because of gravity. The up is toward the center of the sun. The down is toward the surface.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. So, but
Well,
all in all, it's being pulled away from the place where he told you the energy should be going.
Right. So as soon as we say as soon as Kronos sees that, he's going to state it out loud. Tamora, look, some of the energy is traveling down instead of up, or is it up instead of down?
He says it.
outward instead of inward.
He says it's not possible. Your eyes must be deceiving you.
That's
Would you like to
How would
go
I-
down and
for
take a
yours-
look?
yeah.
I didn't hear what
Look
you said.
for yourself.
I see nothing. It's all going the way to plan. He refuses to believe you.
We all see it. Stuff, energy is coming out of the bottom of the pods, downward.
He's kind of at a loss.
Let's see. Since I can aid any characteristic, add to his intelligence to increase his perception roll.
So you do that, and he doubles down on it and attempts to explain to you that it is only a refraction of the energy. The energy is not moving downward; it is moving upward, and the gravity is playing a trick on you. He's basically scientifically explaining to you that what you're seeing is not what you're seeing.
Am I buying that?
Make an intelligence roll. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Now I get my 5 by 5.
If one of the if one of the energy pods was moved upward, would it be visible?
Ooh, that's a good thought. I mean, so provocative, worth investigating. Stellar Sentinel, you are still wrestling with the thoughts of what he's explaining. It's a very provocative idea. He's using concepts that you've just recently learned. Um, but you can't refute it just yet. Ozar, I don't know that do you have the applicable skills of this astrophysics and energy and quantum and all that stuff?
No, I don't have those, but
I would say by that roll, though,
I just,
you doubt him. You do not trust him.
yeah,
Yeah.
you lie.
And even because you aided his intelligence, he was dumbfounded before, not knowing what to say, and then you aided his intelligence, and all of a sudden he came up with a quick answer for why it's okay.
He will look at him straight in the face, lift him up if necessary. You lie.
Um, Before I resolve that, you've lifted him up. Cronus, you did an intelligence roll. Do you have any science skills or anything like that?
Only if it has to do with the Kronos device. He has some other skills, but they're not relevant to um,
These
like
energies.
space.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, navigation, that kind of thing. But it
Okay.
that doesn't help for this right here.
Yeah. So I would say you really can't make a judgment on it or not.
However, I could using the knowledge that I got, talking about the pulse of the energy and
Mm-hmm.
the usage and the passing of time, try to use that as an argument for my interrogation skill to get him to admit a truth if he is lying.
Yeah. So
Come up with a convincing argument.
let's say while Ozar picks him up and is kind of lifting him over the edge of the rail, you interrogate him. Um, maybe make a successful interrogation roll with that.
And I could use like some the facts of the energy leaking out of the energy pods
Mm-hmm.
by using the Kronos ray to lift one of the pods up so it could be more visible.
Mm. Okay, so you do that. You pick one of them up because I know you picked one of them up previously, right? With your
Mm-hmm.
with that ray. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just clear. The energy is coming out of the bottom of it and is being drawn down into what wasn't visible before, but is being drawn down into a kind of a hole in the base of this chamber.
Is it a hole directly underneath the cell or the pod, or into that central area?
Yeah, it's underneath the pod. Not underneath the central area, but underneath the pod. It's a large hole. Obviously, these pods are large, but it's large enough that you could it's pretty big. And Kronos is interrogating him, asking him to admit the lies, and you lifted up this thing and you show that the energy is coming out of it, and Ozar is holding him over the edge, and he says, don't drop me in. I won't survive. You might, but I won't survive. He says these plans have been set in motion long before you all stumbled into this. Do not ruin it. And
What is the plan?
so are you lifting him? Or are you holding him? Like, can he get out of your grasp? How strong are you right now?
His regular strength is 20 also.
Okay, so I
There's
would
20.
say with his younger self and your self, he's going to try to break free. So strength versus strength. See if we can do it. And what do? You just did a regular strength roll.
Oh, yeah, that was just a strength roll. Well, I need to do a damage roll.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Sheesh.
not much better.
14 and 4. Well, he is not as strong as you. Did I just...
You rolled it as a killing attack.
I did roll 14 body, though. Roll again. Okay, he doesn't break free. He tries to grab it. He's trying to break free from you. You might even think he's trying to fall, trying to break free over the edge.
What is the real plan? And he's going to put a barrier up around so that the guards are outside of it. But Tabor, Sentinel, and Kronos and I are all inside of it.
So he's not going to speak unless you're able to somehow make him speak. He's just looking
I
at you with
I
a
made
dead
my
Commands it.
interrogation roll if it worked on him or not.
Yeah, it did. And he has admitted that there is energy coming out of the bottom of them. I'm trying to think how much you
For
get.
what reason?
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how much he's
What
going
are
to
you?
give you.
What is it? What is the council stealing?
He says there must be some continuation of the knowledge. Not everything will be destroyed.
And where is that knowledge going?
So making the interrogation roll, being held over the thing, encapsulated in, he will admit there is another chamber where this is being siphoned off to. And he will tell you, follow the path of the tunnels underneath the pods.
Oh, that's going to be painful.
All right. Well, I'll put him back to his previous age and thank him for his truthfulness. Not that I think it's going to make a difference to saving the son, but we want to get down to the bottom of it, and we want to speak to the council.
So how big is that hole? Is it like person sized?
Yeah, it's bigger than that. Do you want to try to jump down and avoid one of the energy booms and into a hole?
No, I wouldn't jump down. I would fly down.
Oh,
Jumping is crazy.
with more finesse.
A little more controlled and.
So, are you all going to try to follow the path that he's just described to you under duress?
Yeah, can we lift up the force bubble or contain Tabor in the force bubble and take him with us?
Does that force bubble protect anything? Or is it movable like that?
I
don't think they are unless you bought it mobile.
I bought it no range, so I mean, if I put it on, like me, it is dismissible. I mean, it 3 long, 3 tall.
But you have to buy it. You have to buy it mobile for it to move with you, and you to be able to move it. I just recently read the rules on that. You can only move something that's placed with mobile, like a series of hexes per turn. So you can't move a field like that, not with barrier. You would have to, dismiss it, remake it, dismiss it, remake it. There are other effects that you could do.
That's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did mean it as a movable with him.
Oof, that's a different power though. That's almost like a force field usable by others. Resistant defense.
Yeah, well,
usable
they don't have force field anymore.
Well, but resistant defense usable nearby is really the way to do that, because a barrier is a sturdy,
You can get the mobile adder for barrier.
you could. That's the way you'd have to do it. Yeah. But that was if I want you to take table with you. But since I don't, sorry, you can't add that power in the middle of gameplay.
Oh,
Take him with us anyway.
Oh, he's gonna just fry in the. Oh yes, but you do have that complication. So okay, so are y'all gonna fly down into this energy field and try
Yeah,
to get under
I
the?
was gonna say, you're coming with us, and he'll grab him and fly over and down into one of the holes.
Okay, so he's gonna take damage. Do you want to try to avoid the damage with him in it?
Yes.
Okay, so make
Mhm.
a dex roll. If you make a successful dex roll, then you will avoid one of the energy kind of beams. Okay, so he is scared as all get out, but you all fly down and into a kind of hole that was underneath the one that you all lifted up. Does everybody make dex rolls just to see if you avoid getting hit by one of these things?
Ooh, yay.
Oof. You want to use a hero
Oof.
point?
Scientist, I'm not an athlete.
Do you want to use a hero point, or do you want to get hit by it? Get some more knowledge.
I'll use a hero point.
Okay, so you all, can I get everything out of there? Read, send, get. Okay. There's nothing on the table yet. Right, good.
Correct.
So you all find there's like a tunnel that
You stole our minis.
yeah, I made some copies of them, so I'll give them right back to you. Let me put, so your minis are over here. So small. You all see them over there?
Yep.
So you all, find kind of like a rocky tunnel that leads down into another hallway. Not quite the same as the one that you all were in, but
Having a lesser amount of knowledge coming down with us,
say that
considering
again.
it was. Are we having a lesser amount of knowledge come down with us? This was used as like a drain, I guess.
Yeah. There is energy and knowledge, but it's not harming you, and you all have somehow avoided it. Like it's crawling on the walls, and you all have not been, maybe even in what are like vine-looking tentacles or something. Like there's something that's on the walls that the energy is being transferred through.
This is very dark compared to what was going up.
Oh no, my
Maybe he was saving only the dark knowledge.
energy storage. I've lost something that I needed.
Oh no.
Okay, hold on a second. Oh darn.
I see two pieces now.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna fix it. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but I'll fix it. So this is a different scene. I refreshed a scene over another scene accidentally. So this is the hallway that you all are brought into by that tunnel. So this is a different chamber. Let me get all these energy cells out. They shouldn't be there. Sorry about that. So the scene system, I used the same scripting zone for the scene systems, all of them, and I just refreshed the wrong scene when I did it. So, oops. Thank you. But we're all good now. So you all have kind of made your way into a hallway. The guards are not with you all. But you did bring Tabo with him, even though I didn't really want that to happen. That's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
I
So,
put us all in the middle.
okay, cool. Why is in case our commissioner shouldn't be there? That's funny. It's not part of the plan. Okay, so did you all bring? Oh, you put yourselves in the middle. I'm gonna not have you all there since y'all are in the hallway right now over here.
Oh, we're in the hallway? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't move us. I just stuck us there.
No, I've got you there already in the
Okay,
hallway.
Okay.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Time
I saw
okay.
myself way back here, and
Okay, so you all have, kind of found your way. Maybe you crawl through. There's a hole from one of the hall, kind of the walls uh, from the kind of cavernous hole that was underneath that other chamber, which led you into this one. And so you've kind of like broken into this hallway, which is levels down beneath where you were. And Tabor says the and you can see it. I don't have it on here, but like vines or tentacles are on the wall, and you can see energy is transporting on the hallway walls back into that room. And Tabor says this is the stasis chamber where the energy is being siphoned. Do you all go into the stasis chamber?
Why are
Of
you
course.
storing it in the stasis chamber?
He says, go into the stasis chamber and you will understand.
Oh, he's coming with us.
Oh, so someone's just gonna kind of like grab him and muscle him through. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just grab him with the Chronos Ray.
Okay. He does not appreciate being manhandled around, but that's okay.
If he
Who's
would
going in
just walk, he wouldn't have to be.
Okay. So he walks in. You all walk in too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks creepy.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's dark knowledge.
It looks like something else.
Well,
Oh,
looks kind of Cthulhu-ish, and
I know.
that's dark knowledge.
Yep. Let me save the photograph so I have this is the reunification. We'll take another snapshot because I think it's cool. Okay, where is Kronos at?
He's hiding.
Oh, I was like, I don't see Kronos. Okay, let me see if I can get a snapshot of that because I think it's cool. Oh, still, everybody's hands are in the way. Hold on,
Get hands out of the way.
I know. Okay, yellow hand is still in the way for me.
What?
Yellow
What
and
now?
blue. No, you're right over the thing.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That is one thing I wish that they would change about.
So you can make hands invisible?
Yes, to everybody else. Gosh. Okay, cool. So this is the stasis chamber. And you all, now having dark knowledge, would know what these are. These are like cocoons. And you would expect, you know now that you could get close to these cocoons and see what's inside it. You could see these kind of the glossy edges translucent. So you should be able to see through them. These little tentacles are connected to the walls and they're all receiving energy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Time to take a look. Then I'll walk up
Mm-hmm.
and take a look.
Okay, so everybody make perception. Excuse me. knowledge rolls. Or does anybody have any like knowledge rolls just about Oqthcalian society or anything about
No,
your?
but I think if I time walk in this room, I can probably learn a lot.
Ooh, that's cool. But you would see. Huh, something's wrong there. But if you don't know, if you didn't buy any skills as far as like society and who's who.
Oh yes, actually I do. If that's what you're looking for, I do have something. Hold on, I have high society, 14 or less.
Oh yeah, awesome. Anybody else have anything like that, or any knowledge about the temple or the religion for Ozar or Abriel? Obviously, you've got all kinds of knowledge now, but it's not about
Bureaucratics.
bureaucratic. You really have that?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's the appropriate skill for you. Ozar, you have anything like that?
No, I didn't buy anything like that.
Okay, so yours will be just a general intelligence roll as you go through these. It won't be a -5; it'd be at a 3 minus. Everybody else just straight rolls.
I failed by 5.
So you can hero point that if you want, or you can not. Your call.
I only have 4 left, so.
Okay,
Oh
stellar.
wait, no, I only failed by 2. So I only failed by 1. Sure.
So did you build into the -3 on yours? Because you have to. That is a minus.
No, that. Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
because you're not
No,
using the
that was the
appropriate
straight.
skill.
That was the straight. Yeah, that was straight primary intelligence.
Yeah, so
So
you'd have to use 5 just to
I
make.
would have. Yeah, no,
Okay,
never mind.
so you're looking through, and maybe you just can't see through them very well. I don't know. Maybe you're very misty-eyed from just the religious experience you just had. But Stellar Sentinel and Kronos both see. Maybe you're wandering around some of these different ones, and you see who all's in them, and you all would know they are the rich and the powerful of Oqthcalia. Um, and maybe Stellar Sentinel, you recognize that the overwhelming majority of the rich and powerful that are individuals that are inside these cocoons are Khazars.
Fascinating.
You would see it. I would say, Kronos, you would see um, that they're rich and famous people, but not. You're not necessarily picking up on the fact that it's one class versus another. Maybe it's just because you're not typically you're a extra. You're not from Oqthcalian, I don't think, right? Kronos, you there?
Yep, I'm here. I heard you. Thank you.
Okay. So, seeing who's in there, do you say anything? Do you do anything? Ozar is not seeing anything or acting any differently, but the two of you all.
I'll look back at Ozar, and it looks like there's quite a few of your Khazars in here.
Interesting.
Okay, so
I'm wondering if this is how the cycle gets perpetuated.
Kronos will fly over to Tabor and ask him what is the meaning of this? Why are there pods here? The energy and the knowledge is being siphoned off to the few. What is their goal?
he says to sustain, to live. As you ask that question, the cocoon that's in front of Ozar, portals away. It's now gone. To
Where are
live.
they going?
He says that's where they're going is not a place for you. There's not a place for you where they're going. He's evasive.
So they're escape pods.
He says, escape is such a crude word. They will.
It's exact.
You said it's exactly.
No, I said it is exact.
Ugh. Another of the cocoons portals away.
And we don't see any control or any way to stop this?
Not in this room.
Mm.
You can make an intelligence roll, I guess.
This is very disappointing.
Yeah, there's just not a way. Just, it all feels so premeditated, predetermined. More of the cocoons are disappearing as the energy kind of fills them up. You can see, they become translucent. Uh, and
Fine,
then,
I'll take my Chronos Ray and grab one of them and pull it off the pad that it's sitting on.
oh, oh, okay. What would happen when you do that? Um, the person inside wakes up, or their eyes open, and they look in terror. They look terrified.
Perfect. I'll make an interrogation roll against them if they're awake and I can communicate with them.
I don't think you'd be able to. It's a lot of kind of fluid, and these are enormous. They're surrounded. They are as big as they look, and they are in the center
Mm.
of them. So they are um,
There's only one in each one, or there's
mhm,
multiple people in each
just
one?
one person in each one.
Okay.
So
The
more of
rich of the
them.
rich.
Yeah, yeah. There are more of them disappearing. You've grabbed
I
one.
pull. I grab it and pull it off.
That one, right? You're not going to go after more, or are you going to go after more?
Um. I don't see a reason to go after more. It doesn't do me any good.
Okay.
And it is just putting a life at risk. I mean, he may be known as a killer, but there's no reason to kill if there's no benefit. And I don't see a benefit in pulling off another one,
Okay.
except for harming somebody.
So I'll give Kaelantar and Ozar an opportunity to act if they want. They see you do this. Um, do you all want to act? They're portaling out. There are a handful of them remaining.
So there's one of them that's off. I will move up to that one and look at the person inside.
The one that has been pulled off that
Yeah.
that Kronos has.
Yes.
And okay, so you're looking at them, and are you trying to do anything or perceive anything or say anything? What are you trying to accomplish?
Do I recognize them at all?
Yeah. So this is apparently like another person who is Khazar or origination, and they are on a commission. They're not on your commission that you all have been working for, but another one. Maybe they were like a peacekeeping when they helped keep society civil or something like that.
But the rich of the rich.
Yep.
And the powerful.
Yep, some powerful in here as well. But you recognize this person. She's a Khazar.
Is it possible to breathe in one of those things? Do I recognize what these are?
Yeah, so they are like almost like amniotic fluid equivalent, right? They're in a not cryo, but like they're in stasis. And the one that's got pulled off, the stasis, kind of all the stuff that keeps them going has been disconnected. So they're trapped in a fluid bubble.
It will help them out.
Like cut into it or something, or rip it
Yeah,
open
just
or
reach
something.
up and grab it and rip it apart.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's like gross fluid everywhere. You're able to do it. And coughing, sputtering person just lying on the floor and fluid all over him. She's like unconscious, not able to. She's not dead. She's not dying, but she is definitely. Maybe she's been drugged, or she was in the process of being like not
We'll just had a bunch of knowledge shoved in her as well. So
Yeah, but it's also like not the equivalence of cryogenic freezing, but like she's been put in a stasis preparatory for stasis, and that those kind of drugs just don't wear off. So she's not in the fluid anymore, dying, but she's also not awake. You saved her life, so she could die.
Does it look like that center thing, that auger, might be what's funneling the extra power down here?
No, the power is coming through the tentacles that are connected to each of these things that are then connected back to the wall. This little centerpiece is almost like the energy, the electricity for the room.
No.
It's like everything that's powering that's on it's being powered in the room is by that.
Gotcha. I mean, Kronos has mechanics, but unless it's like like that thing looks like it's gears and it's simple, right? And he's got computer programming, but what I'm looking for is a way to turn the siphoning off.
From the pod room that's being siphoned into here.
Mm-hmm.
Just intelligence rolls. You would make an intelligence roll. I don't want to just give it to you.
You can turn your junk cards and you can basically
Yeah. These little tentacles are connected to it. You could just break the tentacles or rip them out, or they're. But that would do the same thing as. Well, no, the stasis pods would still be working. That's right. So you could just disconnect the energy capture.
Yeah, that's what I mean, that's what I'd like to do. If I think that will stop or reduce the siphoning, because that would less siphoning means elongation of the success of the whole operation, right?
Yeah, that's logical.
All
So,
right. So I'll say the others that rip these tentacles off. It'll reduce the draw of the dark knowledge.
does everybody else do that too? Ripping the tentacles?
And we'll see what Tabor says about that.
save some time and just go into the hallway and start ripping them off the walls there.
Okay, Tabor is screaming at you. You fools! You can't stop what's already begun. He doesn't say it in a mild Texas accent, but still.
Yeah, I'll help Sentinel rip them off there because they seem to come through. Yeah, they're coming down the hall. So yeah.
So at this moment, you would know that these are mostly Khazars, and you are maybe I don't know logically if you would know it or connect it, but risking their lives. This is a very much innocence lost moment where they were escaping, and you are now preventing your fellow Khazars from escaping.
Their money will be better spent trying to stop the solution for everybody. Now I have a reason to stop the cells. I mean, stop those pods from leaving. If there's any pods left, I'll use my Kronos ray to pull off the pod from the launcher.
Yeah, there's like 3 left.
Yep, they're off. I'll try to pull them all off.
And Ozar, I don't know, how does he feel? You are making a decision to basically kill, not immediately, but prevent the escape of these remaining. And you're still doing
Kind of
it.
sounds like what they did to the rest of the people on Oqthcalian.
Yeah. It is a tough one, but
These people are putting themselves above others.
Okay.
For sure.
yeah, and that's
And their resources could be better used.
yeah.
And they did this without any, or at least minimal input from the other groups.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Not really in a rage because he doesn't really do that, but yeah, he will stop the energy flow.
okay. Tabor is kind of fallen back on the wall. He's just kind of in a shuddering devastation. Everything that's been planned you all are ruining it. maybe he's muttering to himself, "It cannot be
Perhaps
stopped."
if you had included others in your plan.
Oh, and he's not saying
No.
that to anyone in general. He's just kind of like weeping to himself. Okay, so you all have some unconscious folk in here. You rip him out of the. Yes, he would notice that. I don't know if you said that to me, but I'll just say yes back to you, Rampage, and it is not.
Okay.
So you all have 4 unconscious, rich and powerful. 3 of them are Khazars. One of them is an Abriel, just to share the wealth.
I will. Yeah, I'll carry whatever I can back.
Okay. So is everybody leaving this chamber? You kind of.
We're taking them with us. I will use. I'll flash some badges and use my international police powers and place them under arrest for what's it called? The committee, or what's it called? Commission?
The commission or the council? Council's the highest one you haven't seen in ages.
Commission.
So the
For
commission.
the commission to review their innocence or not.
They're all unconscious, so they wouldn't see that. Yeah, they're all
right,
under different gases or whatever
Then,
medicines.
then he'll just say that as a
Formality.
The formality, correct? Just for Tabor to hear and see. And Tabor, you're included. Yeah.
You're under arrest, all of you. I arrest the lot of you. Okay. So you all are gonna make your way back down this chamber. I guess you're trying to escape or leave or what? As you're leaving, you hear.
I mean, there was a ship that we saw over that other pod.
Yep.
We could probably use that.
Yep. So as you were making your way down these hallways, you hear a different alert. Alarm. The first alarm was like a low. Well, this one is like a danger alarm. Yes, sirens. And you hear footsteps. Like troops moving fast away. So you hear those types of sirens and people moving away. I'm going to make some dice rolls just because that's fun.
You can.
Well, I'm a dice roll maker.
What is the meaning of this alarm, Tabor?
He will say, Soal's destruction. And he's quivering. Soal's destruction is imminent. Oh, you all are encountered by guards. A troop of 4 guards comes along to you. They don't expect to see you, and they're moving away from you. Do you interact with them, or do you let them pass? They're evacuating.
If they're evacuating, we should probably follow them.
Yeah.
Okay. You all will be, as you're going along, everybody make...
As we're walking along, I'm going to look at Kronos. Can you survive in space?
Kronos, are you there? Can you survive in space, he asked?
Yeah, I said yes, my Chronos suit will protect me in space.
Okay.
Ozar?
I need not breathe.
But can you survive space?
Yes, I have before.
Okay. So as you all are making your way, you're kind of like making your way through the hallways of this, and you're forcing Tabor to tell you the way. Either you all stumbled on it, or he kind of like tricked you into finding this area. Not this one particularly, but what looks like a command center. And he just kind of brings you into that command center, which is like the main spot of the kind of mining operation. You all were trying to make your way out, and you followed the troops, and he's basically telling you, to the way of the ship that you all looked at is this direction, right? The one on the other mining exit. But ultimately, you get to a command center. Maybe you're passing through that as you are going to another exit, up to that one where you all came in one kind of, what would I call those little bubble entrances? The other one, you go through the command
Iris.
center. Yeah. So in the command center, as you're walking through it, you um, you see what looks like this enormous operation, right? Screens everywhere, computers, and it's empty, entirely evacuated. You all want to take a few moments as you're going through this kind of command center to look at things, or are you going to quickly escape?
I'm of the
Yeah.
mind to escape.
Go ahead and move ahead. I'm going to see if I can retrieve anything that will be helpful. And I'll go up to one of the computers and see if I can get some discs or some downloads, anything that I could take with me and analyze later, or if it's just knowledge. Now I'll even do a time stop, not a time stop, excuse me, a time walk to see if I can
That's cool.
see where important people were working, so I know what to look for.
That's really cool. Are you going to include them in your time stop so they can see all this happening?
If they want to stay behind, yeah, but if they want to try to escape, I'll catch up with them.
But it isn't your time stop, like stop time, right?
No,
So,
no, not the time stop. No, the walk, the
oh yeah,
time
so
walk.
you haven't stopped time actually. Gosh, that'd be a way
Right.
powerful power. Yeah. Um, yeah. So anybody, when he says that, are y'all gonna change and stay there, or you all gonna leave? What do the two of you all do? In the heart of a star with alarms blaring.
He said to go ahead, so I will go on ahead. I will
Yeah.
assume he's got some way of catching up.
I'm going to try to at least help Tabar get to a ship.
Okay, so y'all are gonna make your way toward the exit where the ship was.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things that you will know while you are time stopping and just looking around at the most important things. First, you see a countdown clock, and it's got less than 12 hours remaining. That countdown clock is the Soal's explosion countdown clock. And
Ooh, gruesome.
interestingly, it's counting the hours, minutes, seconds, any small to the smallest unit of time, and you would know that is the exact amount of time that is before the next transuniversal dimensional pulse. That kind of that unit of time you use to navigate time stops. It's the measure of the second. It's the measure of the speed of light. It's the measure of as often as Soul explodes, as frequent as it happens, it is this unit of time. That is also the unit of time that is the pulses that are measured that are used to measure interdimensional time travel. And like it's almost like the master key, the sync. And you know it because it's it's the same thing that controls your devices, it controls time travel, all that stuff. And it's very clear it's counting down the seconds or minutes and hours until the Soul explodes. But that is also just it's almost like the hour hand on interdimensional time travel about to make the next hour. And you see that they're in sync perfectly. Does that make sense? I'm maybe doing a poor job explaining it.
No, that makes sense. I'm just wondering, is it even more cosmic than that, where time was created by the destruction of Soul?
It's a wonderful thing to wonder. I think I'll just hold there. Yeah, it's a very existential thought that Kronos has.
But not something you want to ponder at this very moment for a great length of time.
I've got 12 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got 12 hours.
But it is that very fast realization of you may have like this, clicking of a time clock, of an interdimensional time movement clock, that is, it resets every hour or something, and the measurement of what is a second, what is a minute, what is an hour, is all based on what you call like maybe matter pulses or time pulses or whatever you call them, right? Seconds are just a defined amount of time. Well, those pulses are just units equating to 1024 rotations around of Oqthcalian around Soal. Well, you now realize interdimensional time travel is all a base 10 or a base 2 or base Soal, right? All based on the explosions of Soal.
It's all linked to this one event.
Or the
Soul is a big metronome.
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
And this kind of an event could move forward and backwards in time.
That's a good thought, but it's this is almost like maybe the hour hand of the universe.
So that at least explains
that-
why they were going, don't fuck with
And
the
that could be
timing.
and that could be the reason why the Time Masters don't want me to interfere.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, and you would know that. You would know if somehow you mess up or prevent the destruction of Soul. Somehow you were able to do it, make it faster or slower. You wouldn't be able to navigate between timelines anymore, because everything is based on this measure of time, how much time elapses between the last explosion of Soul.
And these people actually knew exactly when this was going to happen and didn't share that information with me. I've been trying to calculate that for years. Man, I'm going to punch this Abril into next week when he wakes up.
So another thing that you recognize is maybe the monitoring screens. One is monitoring an asteroid belt mining operation, and then there's another screen that has kind of like the success or failure of the transfer of those cocoons, and maybe even coordinates of where they were sent. And you can see there are 4 that are offline, fail, and then there are 6 that have the green success and the coordinates of their portal to where they portal.
Yeah, I definitely take that information.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to be given to the what's it called again?
Commission.
Yeah. And the other one's called
Council. Council is the highest
Council.
one you haven't seen.
Council's out. Commission's who we work for. Yeah, that knowledge needs to go to the commission for sure.
For the 12 hours that they can do something about it.
So
no, but I mean, who knows what they can do? I mean, I like I said before, Cronus is not a scientist, so he's a henchman. He's a mercenary. So we'll see if he can do anything with it.
So I assume you get back with that bit of information. You get back to the one little hatch where the ship was, and you all board the ship. I think several of you all have the ability to fly a ship like that.
I've always just told the ship where to go.
Oh, well, for story, we're going to do that. While you're on the
Yeah,
ship,
well,
Actually, Kronos can pilot spacecrafts.
yeah, I thought so, and so did
and Ozar.
yeah, because you were mining
Oh,
operations.
Ozar does too. Excellent.
Yeah, and this is one of those that would be used in mining operations. So I mean, definitely Ozar probably the most fit for it. Do you tell them about the asteroid belt that you saw being monitored, or the coordinates
Yeah, for sure.
and the countdown clock as well, or do you keep that to yourself?
No, I tell them everything.
Okay.
We probably saw the countdown clock as we ran through.
Yeah, that's totally right. Countdown clock would have been big. The monitoring. So Ozar would recognize the asteroid belt as a location for Khazar minings, and that coordinate. If you mention those coordinates, those would be similar coordinates to the asteroid belt. Those coordinates would be in the asteroid belt.
You mean where the other pods went?
Yep.
They all went to the asteroid belt?
Yep.
Oh, they got screwed. I don't think that's where they wanted to go.
Oh,
There-
maybe.
Probably not.
How
There,
far out is the asteroid belt?
it's not too far. It's just, I mean, especially in the ship that y'all are in. Do y'all want to go check it out?
Well, I mean, is it past Oqthcalian?
Yes, but not. Again, in this ship, you'd be able to get to it quickly.
Yeah.
Wanna,
Well, I'm more wondering if it was far enough out that when the sun goes, they would be in a relatively safe location.
yeah, that's a reasonable expectation. Yes,
So they would still be in system, just in a safe place.
I think so. Yes, that's you would assume so. I mean, who knows what happens when a sun explodes and how far it goes out, and I mean, it could take out the whole solar system.
Probably.
Actually, this character could probably calculate that. But
Yeah, yeah. But with the kind of depletion of the star at its at, right? It's a possible. I mean, they might be trying to be safe about it. So we're about to wrap it up, and I think the I know where I'd like to leave it, but it depends on what you all do. Do you go back to Oqthcalian to report, or do you pursue to the asteroid belt?
I think we should. Go ahead, Kronos.
Yeah, Kronos will say let's go to the asteroid belt and see if we can capture the other guilty parties.
Any disagreeers?
Well, and while we're doing that, I think we try to communicate back to the commission what we found.
Khazar, what do you think? You're about to go into the heart of the Khazar territory, a mining asteroid belt.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he'll pilot it out there.
Okay. So this will be where we leave it. You all kind of like warp speed the best that you can. They don't technically have warp speed. They have something that gets close. We're not close, probably half. I don't know. That you're not able to escape, but after maybe 30 or 40 minutes, you all arrive at the asteroid belt, and you get close enough that you can see this. If y'all are able to see it yet or not.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is just among the asteroid belt, and it is asteroids, but it is a kind of a
Pew pew pew.
mining operation. That's the coordinate that was where these things were portaled.
So I assume there are more Khazars out here actually working as well.
Yeah, yep. There's people and stuff and ships and things like that. You all are far enough away not to be noticed yet, but yeah.
And this right here is a landing port.
That's right.
Well, that's where we're heading.
No, it's an engine.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure. To make sure.
I know it's more practical for to be a landing port. Okay, so this will be where we end. Tried to progress the story a little bit. Hope that you all enjoyed it. Didn't have any fighting, but lots of movement.
We only have 12 hours left, so
Who's got time for fighting when there's only 12 hours left?
yeah.
Oh gosh, that was a lot of fun. I hope that you all enjoyed the movement and the story tonight.
For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Great scenery too.
Yes.
I'm glad you all liked it. It's a lot of fun trying to source and figure out how I want to do all this.
I think
And
this is very, very cool.
Ozar didn't get entangled. Didn't happen. So I tried to like have some innocence lost. Did you all feel that way with the knowledge and the kind of the interconnectedness and kind of even some betrayals and things like that? I feel like
Yeah,
it deserved.
someone's pulling the wool over someone's eyes. That's for sure.
That, and, I mean, I'm kind of really bummed about the whole Throm thing. That's actually really got
Well, and you
our little bummed.
You got more information about that than everybody else did too. Like everybody else heard that the Throm were the original inhabitants, but they don't know the thing that probably troubles you most, unless you would have told
Well,
them.
we've got half an hour to talk on the ship, so I mean, I'll chat about it because my character is really kind of bummed about it, and that the Throm were the originals, and they were the tutors of our. They were kind of like the original Abrils in a lot of
Yeah, but
ways.
we
They
knew
were
that
the
already.
tutors for our society.
We knew that they were the original race.
Did y'all? I didn't think that. I mean, they were on the dark side, but
We knew that they were on the dark side, and they were kind of always inhabitants of the dark side, but they were like the original inhabitants of Oqthcalian, period.
Yeah, I think we knew that.
But we banished them to the dark
maybe
side,
I knew it.
unfortunately, by the Abrils.
yeah, that was the new bit that
Yeah,
Abrils.
That I did not know that the Abrils were the ones that did it. I didn't know that.
the
I
Abrils are
only
the
knew
ones.
that they were the original inhabitants, but I did not know that the Abrils were the ones who caused them to be
So
banished.
that's got me really bummed.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Well, and similarly for Khazar. I mean, for Ozar, seeing the Khazars behind all of this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's not a happy camper.
And I think
He is definitely not a happy camper.
and then obviously for Kronos, the interconnectedness of I mean, your whole mission was to stop the explosion of the star, right? That's what you came to this place for, and then to find that it is connected to. Well, I guess you could, if you possibly somehow could, but then it would disrupt your ability to time travel.
The heartbeat of the universe would stop.
Yeah.
I think he would still believe in his mission, and if it just means that we can't travel through time, what's the big deal? We saved a planet of people.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting dilemma, like a thought. Like he would be willing to say, okay, this is my last time jump, right?
Right.
Interesting. So if you go ahead.
But another question would be: is that kind of universal metronome used for anything else? Is it a frequency of anything else that if you stop it, what other impacts could it have?
Butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody picked up on the 1024 rotations. Was a binary.
Yeah.
I thought that was. I don't know why I chose that number, but it felt right to me.
Because you're a geek.
Yeah.
Yeah, nerd.
I'll take that.
Not that we didn't catch on to it, so that makes us equally nerds. So.
I probably likely think that there would be something else that would take over as a new pulse. And it may take a while to discover what that pulse is to be able to travel through time again, but eventually that would happen.
But I'm just thinking, if even just assuming that you're willing to give up time travel, are there other cosmic things.
Right? No, I heard you there. Yeah,
So that would be my concern,
that would
because
be
this
something
is
that
all
would need to be
new
known
stuff.
too. Right.
That there's even a cosmic timekeeper here, and it just happens to be this sun.
Yeah, and I didn't want to traipse over the whole time. What is that show? The Loki show. Like, this isn't multiple timelines. They are not a keeper agent. Maybe Kronos' agency is something like that. But this just happens to be like this concept of what is a second, right? How do you define that? And why is it the time that it is?
It's actually, at least for us, the definition of a second has changed.
Yes, and that very thing is what brought me to the idea of Soal's explosions being the central. It just so happened that this star goes out and back in on this cycle, and it is impeccable. The frequency.
Knowing that it does this
A
also
little bang.
completely freaks Kalantar out, because stars don't do that.
Oh yeah, that again. I mean, there's the whole mysticism piece of it. Why does this star rebirth?
I mean, they go boom, but they don't come back.
Yep.
Little bang instead of a big bang.
Anyway, just interesting things. Appreciate you guys staying around and talking a little bit after it. How much experience do we do? We typically run 5, 4, 5. I think we do 5.
5.
I hope y'all will spend some of it before everybody dies.
Oh, and I did look at my non-combat flight. I haven't spent any yet, actually.
I know.
I did look at my non-combat flight. I can actually reach maximum velocity in about 3 hexes and get to 1.3 million kilometers
So you might be
in a
able to.
phase.
You might be able to attempt to survive.
Oh, actually, my faster than light is instant light speed, so I can kick that on and be out of the explosion without any problem. That I'm not worried about.
That's awesome. That's fun.
I move at 4 light years an hour.
We'll have to do some theoretical
I know.
digging to see what the speed of the explosion of a sun is.
I know. It's
It
like,
can't be faster than the speed of light, so.
but time is defined by the explosion itself.
Well, so if time is defined by the explosion itself, that would affect time for everything, including me,
Yeah,
right?
what happens though if it explodes and then time stops or reverses and everything's pulled in? I mean, this is just fun to talk about. I think for the storyline, that's a really cool idea.
For sure.
Okay, I gotta run.
Well,
This has been a
Thanks for
blast.
the game. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks you guys for playing a lot.
Thank you.
You made us
Enjoy.
think way too much.
Oh, how many XPs again?
Yep, 5, and then if you write journals, you can get an additional XP.
Alrighty.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Yep. Good night. Bye.